This video is about how to take transcripts from videos that we want to edit and turn them into a guide on how to do the editing to the point to where you could give that to Descript and it could edit the video in one shot. Or as a video editor, you would know where to clip each of the videos from. So we have testimonials for the Claude conference and we have actual workshop transcript as well. And this is all from video recordings turned into words. And then we also have some inspiration. So the inspiration is Vice TV. So they're super dramatic, right? And they really know how to bring a video to life. So a big part of this is trying to figure out what kind of vibe we want to have. I haven't looked at their content in a long time, but a lot of people who did watch Vice TV and Vice News know that, hey, these guys really know how to edit a piece together, right? So I'm going to hop into Claude. I'm going to start a new chat. Look up all things about Vice TV and Vice News about how their editing style was taught in schools because they were so prolific in their earlier years about turning transcripts and B-roll into emotional states. And also look up the two movies. Yeah, I forgot the name of the movies. It's like Shaka Khan or Shaka visual, super visual movie with no words, and it's just the visuals showing from a world and took 10 years to make. Samsara. Perfect. Samsara and the other one, Baraka. How they used visual cues to draw out emotion to come up with a playbook on how to combine interviews, transcripts from meetings, B roll, visualizations of the imagery matching the words. So we have an actual way of guiding our edits for what we are about to provide. As far as context goes, we have testimonials from Claude Code conference attendees, and we also have the transcripts from the actual conferences themselves. We want to be able to chop up using the actual transcripts and timestamps, the actual edit path by drawing out the emotional points and also making sure that we understand the lineage of the timeline of the video that we are trying to create. Goal of the video length initially is 2 minutes. Then we want to do one in 5 minutes. Then we want to do one in 10 minutes. So that's what you would call setting up your environment or setting up your workspace, is you want to give it enough context and things to research and give it ideas about how they are all combined. Like just saying, how does Vice TV do editing is not a good prompt. Granted, I could probably have given this prompt to AI and asked it, hey, how can I make this prompt better? Make this prompt 10 times better and more detailed so that the actual usage of the prompt gets us more of what we want. But when you're asking to take a prompt and improve a prompt, the output's really what matters, right? So we're going to let Claude do its work, and then we're going to have ChatGPT do its work. I'm going to take that same prompt. I'm going to give it to Gemini. I want to give it to Kimmy. That was a weak response by Gemini. I'm going to turn on thinking mode. Detailed about production with transcripts, how audio matches the visual appeal, and how that could be actually utilized. We have ChatGPT thinking. We have Claude writing big bricks of paragraphs. I hate you, Claude, for that one. Let's go ahead and tell Claude only use structured output with details that are not concise in the structured output. Never use paragraphs. ChatGPT still thinking. Love it. Having a little bit more of a feedback here from Gemini, which is great. I'm going to throw that into Claude. Analyze this feedback. What you missed. Ooh, ChatGPT's going crazy. That's the AI that I used to know. Then we also have Kimmy writing. So out of the gate, it looks like Claude and Gemini did the worst on this task. Kimmy and ChatGPT are blowing my mind right now. ChatGPT actually created a full director level prompt, which is incredible. Heavy mode on ChatGPT 5.5 is making a punch right now at the Claude market. I'm giving the Gemini prompt to Claude, waiting for ChatGPT to wrap it up. I'm going to make a new chat in Claude with just that ChatGPT prompt. And then I'm going to take that initial conversation I started with Claude and bring that over to the better system. Elements below. What else we would it? For transcripts, also analyze how we can, for example, or if it should be purged or absorbed to our instructions. We'll go back to the other chat in Claude and get everything here. I'm going to say summarize all things you learned here that can add value to give to our actual video editing agent. You are the research agent. So give a markdown file. So I'll let this one just document all that information that Claude and Gemini originally researched as ChatGPT processes Kimmy's output. And the reason why I'm doing this again is because I want to have an absolutely insane ability to grab core information out of the system that we have. Really impressed by that. So now we have the content here. Cloud conference, testimonials, oral, Moonraker. Go ahead and split these up. Looks like we're missing one of the video transcripts from Chris, which is not good. We need all three. And let's take a quick look at what we got. Claude's building the research report, closing ChatGPT and Kimmy because we don't want to just have a bunch of tabs open. Conference transcripts. I'm going to go ahead and download this as a text file because that keeps it nice and small. I'm going to do the same thing for the testimonials for all tabs. Export. Then one more wave of research. Provide the transcripts. I'm doing this once really well because my goal is for the next 1,000 videos that I work on that this tool is going to help me pull apart those transcripts and actually make good editing output and guidance. And if I want to have it output a prompt for me to give the Descript and have the Descript agent do all the editing, or if I wanted to give it to a video editor and then they can do all the editing, this tool is going to basically one shot every transcript for every video that I ever touch again. So while this has taken me 10 minutes to do just this, think about it this way. It's taken me 10 minutes to basically save myself 10,000 hours if I was making videos all the time. So sometimes you want to do the setting up of your environment or building out exactly what you're trying to accomplish so that you don't ever have to do it again. That's the real key. Do something once really well, and you'll never have to do it again. Beauty of AI is that. So we have that getting done, and then we have the project is video, and we have the markdown file. And let's go ahead and download that. Markdown is a really small file, just like a text file. I'm going to attach that. Analyze the attached from our other research agent, focused on Vice, SAR edits as well. See what else we can implement into you, our main video AI agent. And it can help guide on all things editing and video production. And you can see it's still working. If you have to give up something, don't ever give up emotion before story. Don't give up story before rhythm. Don't give up rhythm before eye trace. Don't give up eye trace before planarity. Planarity. Never heard of that word. All right. We have a pretty good, we're building a pretty good agent here. I'm loving that detail. I'm going to use ChatGPT to pull up the top 10 all-time view. Actually, you know what? Gemini would be better for this because it's YouTube. Pull up the top 10 all-time viewed Vice TV videos from all time. See how fast Gemini can do this. Okay. I feel like North Korea labor camps and the Vice Guide to Liberia would be good. Popular like the North Korea one. Vice Guides. The food ones with, Asian guy, I forgot his name. Those edits were always really good. And now we're creating our final AI agent. I'm excited about this because Every time I've tried to do AI video, I always start with what's the best AI video creation software and then build my workflow into it. I haven't yet tried to build from the perspective of a video editor. So this is going to be interesting. When you click on this, you'll be able to see all of the things that it's doing. So drones, trap, substance emotion, role separation, visual metaphor libraries, closed emotional frequency vocabulary, syllabic micro tagging layer. Interesting. So you look at the syllables in the transcript. Color palette specs, Vice plus Samsara guide. Love that. Quick cuts and tense moments, like that. 4-cell grid. Not just a straight edit, but throwing in some of those grids. Reporter intimacy without reporter. Very good. Love that. We have a really good guide happening here. See, it's generating another file. Okay, so now that I have that file, I'm going to go into the file section of this. So I'm going to upload that. And now I'm going to take those 2 transcripts that I got. Attached are 2 transcripts from the Claude Code conference. One is 2 testimonials. The other one is a huge grouping of different videos and different transcripts. Use the conference doc edit system version 3 that we just built to come up with a 2-minute edit. The output should show in the edit by transcript. Because you can't see what's actually in the video, you need to look at the transcripts and make sure that you edit that way. And then you can give guidance after the timestamp in which video you're pulling from, what the visual could represent, whether it should be B-roll or whether it could be the person talking or whether it could be video of the conference, etc. So the reason why I did that is because now I don't have to prompt it back and forth 10, 20 times. I have a tool. I have transcripts. This is what I want, and it should just work. As you can see here, it's viewing all the different parts of the transcripts, and it's breaking it into chunks, which is great. It's going to be able to understand more of what we have versus trying to read the whole document. So it pulled out some key quotes from the testimonials, and now it's diving into the full transcript, and you can see that it's reasoning through all of the different things that we built during the conference to see where it could inject clips. The opening clip, there's no limitation with Claude. The limitation is your own creativity. Boom! Then the next clip, we're going to focus on a very stupid problem. Cut. We're going to solve it like we're Google. Cut. Boom. Not just a stream thought, but an actual edit right there in between the words. You can see how it's stamped in between 0 to 6 seconds, 6 to 9 seconds. I'll give it some more feedback here. I'm actually going to stop that. I'm going to say 3. Also, do not do a table format. Have that be structured in bullet and bullet list with headers as well for a clear view, and include emojis for each header and subheader for visual cues. So what I have here basically is a full editing guide for the video. So if I were to dump all of this video content into Descript, it could pretty much edit this whole thing. But the main thing is that this can be complete guides for video editors. So that's the idea of taking transcripts and doing research and creating a tool, and then using the tool and optimizing it for format over and over again as you continue to work inside the chat and optimize the rules that it follows, so that the next time you have to do any work, it pretty much does all the work for you and then passes it right back for you so that you can run through, for instance, video editing 3-4 times faster than typical by having to sort through all the content. And that's the video. Thank you for watching.